How's it going, everyone? Andy here, back at you with another 4K news update. Today I want to focus on talking about a particular game that was announced yesterday in Nintendo's Nindie Direct, and that is A Hat in Time. It was announced during Nintendo when they were doing their Nindies event, because of course A Hat in Time is also an indie game. But this have caused some kind of surprise, I want to say, surprise as well as confusion amongst fans, because in case you didn't know yet, A Hat in Time a couple of months ago, Gears for Breakfast have actually announced in what some people like to describe a pretty rude way. They said that, oh, it's never coming to the Switch, it was never planned, and they have absolutely no plans to bring it to the Switch anytime soon. So many people then just kind of I know there has been some poor beggars who was pretty rude to them as well. So Gears for Breakfast, I guess they just simply just basically just fight fire with fire, from what my understanding is. It was done through their Twitter account. So now it's actually coming out. They released a trailer. They haven't actually given a release date yet. All they've been saying that it's as far as I know, it's this year. It's coming out this year, but no precise release date has been announced. Now, I know some Nintendo fans are literally, if you've gone on some of the comments, especially on the trailer, you would notice that some of them are just boycotting the game, and it was just say well, now I'm not going to support it because of how rude of how they dismissed Nintendo fans back then. And I just wanted to put it out there. It's guys, the game itself, from what I've played, from little that I've actually played on Steam, I thought it was actually a pretty good platformer, especially if you like old games like Super Mario 64 or Banjo-Kazooie. If you're a fan of those games, it feels very much like those games. It is a very good game in my opinion, from the little that I've actually played for it. Now, I see the stories from both sides, of course. I understand the stories from both sides. I can see why some Nintendo fans are a bit pissed, because it's just the way how they responded to some of the fans, because not all the poor beggars were rude. Some of them, a good chunk of them was just literally asking for it, but the kind of answers that they got from Gears for Breakfast was just straight up no plans whatsoever. And sure, you could argue all you want, that they could have handled it a little bit better, and I myself would agree that they definitely could have handled it a little better in terms of their responses. You could have just said that, oh, there's no plans at the moment, but we might look into it in the future, or just anything. Or maybe you could just say we got our hands full at the moment, we don't have a team that can help us port it. Anything to just kind of brush it underneath, and then you could have just silenced the fans in that way. I didn't really feel like they needed to go to their approach the way that they did. But anyway, look at it from this point of view as well. Now that they're actually putting it on the Switch here, it goes to show one thing, is that they are admitting that you guys were right all this time. We should have put it on the Switch, because indie titles just sells phenomenally well on the system. And now they notice that, so now they're basically backpedaling, or should I say they are backpedaling at the moment. It's just to put the game on there. Hopefully it would sell better on this system, because as far as I know, they sold about, is it 500,000 if I remember correctly, across all the other platforms. But I think their original goal was for it to hit 1 million. So maybe because they couldn't hit their goal, they're just kind of thinking now we wanted to put it on the Nintendo Switch. So hopefully that will be able to do it, because again, most of the indie titles, they sell really well on the Switch. So it's kind of don't let their response affect you and go oh no, I'm not going to support it because they were being dicks over their Twitter account, because we're just talking about somebody from Gears for Breakfast who responded to us during that time. So that guy might even feel stupid now for saying that. They've definitely taken down those tweets from their Twitter account. You can't find it anymore. But I would just say, don't let their response here affect your opinion on whether or not you're actually going to buy the game. Now, the game itself is really good. I've tried it out, and depending on how much they're charging me on the Switch, I think I'll probably will pick it up, because I'll be willing to
Welcome to Seal the Deal, a brand new DLC for A Hat in Time.
Again, I understand that the story.
Feeling the summer heat? Need an escape? Why not book yourself a voyage on the Arctic cruise?
Just see whether or not it's your cup of tea. If it is, and you like this kind of game, I highly recommend it. If it was something
ready to sail?
Yes, just keep the cold shoulder and just ignore it.
In this chapter, our expert staff will see to your every need. Looks like we have a new recruit.
You'll need to deliver drinks, some food, and a few other things. Do it quickly, pup.